Hey, John, it's really good to see you because I feel like we could all use some good news right now. We all feel terrible about the economy, but it could be good news. Americans actually have never felt this bad about the economy before. The University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index, take a look at this, cratered recently, John, from 58.4 to 50.2. This is the lowest level since data collection began in the 70s. What's contributing to our pessimism?
Well, let's define what consumer sentiment is, and it'll pretty much answer itself. Consumer sentiment is the collective psychology of a large group of people
Hmm.
tracking the market. So, psychology, what does that go back to? One of my favorite topics, behavioral finance, right? This is 85% of the game. We always talk about it. So, when we have behavioral finance, we're not so much talking market valuations and fundamentals, we're talking emotionally driven uh, topics, right?
Right.
And that's what's leading people to have this sentiment. And when we really look around, right, we've got the S&P 500. Earlier this week just crossed the negative 22% or recession line. The Dow's down 16%. And remember, we've talked about those 60-40 portfolios, right? In the
Hmm.
past, people have always had, well, at least my bonds aren't losing money.
Yep,
Well,
but here you go, John. There it is.
ABG bonds are down 11%. So people have really had a hard time struggling with this new market norm. And why are
Yeah,
bonds
yeah.
down? Because the Fed's raising interest rates. And, last week, the Fed went ultra aggressive. They partied like it's 1994, the largest Fed interest rate hike since 1994 of 0.75%. And after that bit of good news they gave us, the Fed Chairman Jerome Powell said, "Stand by for more pain." So when you look at $6+ a gallon gas prices,
Yep.
soaring energy, supply chain issues, the market drops, and now the Fed Chairman is saying you're going to feel more pain. Well, there's your emotionally driven response.
That's why we feel so bad. All right. So, John, this is when I just want to remind everybody watching that you are backed by a team of investment experts. That includes Brookstone Capital Management CIO Mark Diorio, who crunched 50 years of data and gave us this chart. What are we looking at?
Well, that's probably some people's EKGs right now. But what we're looking at is the consumer sentiment. And you can see, obviously, the dot plot right there at the bottom has us at the bottom. But what people need to understand is, and we're not making predictions. I can't make predictions. But when we look at what the past has offered, we have to understand that the best days often follow the worst. And, if we look at this chart, we understand that in the following 12 months of when consumer sentiment is really low, that the markets have rallied somewhere in the ballpark of 20+%.
Right. And that is significant when we think about it. And that's why we come back to another one of your favorites besides behavioral finance, John. It's not about timing the markets, but time in the markets. Because as you said, the good days often follow the bad. So this is from Mark, again, who looked at a $10,000 investment over a 15-year period. And in those 15 years, if you just miss the 10 best days, look at what happens.
Yeah, and we are really hammering this slide home, Aaron, because it's important. And I've had so many prospects who didn't plan for this, right? Our clients, I'm not saying our clients aren't losing money and they don't like to lose money. I don't like to lose my clients' money, but they
Hmm.
knew I was planning for times like this. And unfortunately, I've been talking to a lot of new prospects that are saying, I just want to go to cash.
Right.
And this slide right here is why we don't go to cash. Because if you missed out on just those 10 best days, your $10,000 would have grown to only 20,929 versus 45.
That's big.
And
Yeah.
you lost out on the opportunity to recover those losses. So, it's a hard conversation because I get the people, that emotional grasp, that fear that they have of continuing to lose more money in the market. And the question is, when is the bottom going to happen? We don't know, You have varying opinions. Brookstone feels that we may not see as severe market drops anymore. We will see volatility the rest of the year. Prepare for it. However, going back to that slide, missing the 10 best days, and I'm going to pull up the markets right now, right as we're recording this video. The Dow Jones is up 700 points. So what if we were sitting on the sidelines today and we missed that 700 point uptick? So realize that the media is not your friend here. They are, and Aaron, I mean that with all due respect.
I'm not in it anymore, John. That's okay.
But we know that the headlines, part of drawing headlines and ratings is eliciting an emotional reaction.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
stay the course. Have confidence. If you want, give us a call and we'll help you evaluate where how much worse your returns might possibly be if the market continues to correct. But the volatility is going to be here at least for the remainder of 2022, in my opinion.
Right. Right. Well, I'm glad that you're offering, of course, to talk this through with anybody who has questions. And I do feel like it's very helpful to look at that data because it helps us be a little bit less emotional about it, right? It helps us be a little bit more clinical. So that was really helpful, John. Again, just let's lay it out for everybody. What's the best way to reach you?
You can reach us two ways. Give us a call at the office, 858-935-6210, or visit our website, www.gosecurus.com. And under the Contact Us tab, you can either schedule a 15-minute phone call to answer any questions or a 90-minute complimentary consultation.
All right, John, thank you.
Thank you, Erin.